Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Hey, hey, we chillin' at night, we looking at.
I bet. So 28 and 21, it says, the Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he have consumed thee from off the land, and whitherest thou goest to possess. Obviously it's pestilence, but we'll just go through each of them when I'm done. It says, the Lord shall smite thee with the consumption, and with the fever, and with the inflammation, with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. And the Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. But real quick, I had actually broke each one of them down. If you brothers read 21, that's talking with pestilence as far as diseases, sicknesses, and illnesses. Now, one thing that you brothers got to understand is especially when it comes to quote unquote Native Americans, you got to understand what happened when Esau came to America. What was it? Yellow fever?
Smallpox.
Smallpox, the bubonic plague, the black plague. I mean, think about the word, the black plague. Where did that come from? That came in Europe. Who was ruling in Europe? Quote unquote blacks, right? So when you think about all the diseases and the pestilence and the sicknesses, they only afflicted our people. Why is that? Why was it the fact that quote unquote we're all equal, we're all from the same place, we all come from a black woman in Africa allegedly, and all this other bullshit? But why is it that our people were afflicted by this the most? You had Edomites who were living there, going into battle, and most of our people were just destroying. Think about the Aztecs, think about the Mayans, my nigga, think about the Incans. Why was it that these people got destroyed so much? Was it just bad, a tide of the turn? I mean, think about it. If you brothers are in the truth, then you need to understand that it was the Most High. He put these diseases, he put these sicknesses, and he put these illnesses. And then if you read curse number 7, which is chapter 22, it says, the Lord shall smite thee with the consumption, with a fever, and with the inflammation, and with an extreme burning, with the sword, and with blasting, with the mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. A lot of these plagues were incurable. A lot of our people had herbal medicines. Think about the tribes in the Native American tribes. I mean, obviously Europe, our people, we turn to natural remedies. Even in Africa, I'm not even really touching Africa too much, but think about it. These brothers all had these medicines and things like that, but they couldn't cure these plagues. But how is it that the Edomites were perfectly spared from it? Because it was a mass plague placed upon us by the Most High. You see what I'm saying? And those are things that could not have been cured, aside from a small group of people, which is the remnant, who survived and replenished the generations. You know what I'm saying? And just to go into verse 23, when it says, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. That's just in reference to you're in like a captive state. Think about it. If you have iron, a brass over your head, and then underneath it shall be iron. What is iron? It's hard. It's kind of like you stuck between a rock and a hard place in a sense. So when it comes down to it, when you look at the system that we're placed in, we're in a constant captivity no matter what we do.
Exactly. Why do you think the average brother out here says black man got to work 4 times as hard just to get the same results as everybody else? That's the whole point. Basically, just to survive and live, we have to work extremely hard. That's why it's talking about
the jobs that we have to work, bro.
Mostly labor, or even the brothers who make it into corporate jobs or other things, they still have to be extremely buttoned up compared to everybody else. You can't be loose.
Right. And then also you got to understand when it comes to, that's financial. We'll get into that, but that's another thing that you brothers got to understand. And that's why when they say you're at the bottom of society, well, think about the caste system. When you're at the bottom, when you're an untouchable, shit, niggas, it's hard to get anything. Whereas when you're at the top, you're a quote unquote Edomite or a Moabite or whatever, it's a lot easier for you. You have more open doors. So the system that we've been placed in, it has kept us at the bottom. Even if you think about the Hispanics, I mean, what jobs do most of these niggas do? Gardening, maids,
painting.
You know what I'm saying?
Fast food.
Yeah,
look at the truck drivers. Most of the truck drivers is States. Think about that, bro.
That's
warehouse workers, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas is busting your ass every single day, bro, when it comes down to it.
And the Latino Jakes, they got it harder too, because it's like they come to America and they getting paid like $4 an hour at these food plant jobs and things like that, man. Because Esau can do it to them because they ain't got the papers.
A lot of times.
They're illegal, yeah.
And just to add on to the point, most brothers, even Hispanics, for the job that they're working, they're overqualified. Especially if once they're in their 30s and they have their mental situation. Most brothers are overqualified for the job they have.
It's just that they put this image up and people look at you as you're supposed to be doing that.
Exactly.
Bro. Yeah, and then just get on to the next point. When it says the Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust from heaven shall it come down upon me until thou be destroyed. That's just talking about famine, drought. You see what I'm saying? Obviously we're in those times, but to be honest, bro, when they say the land is cursed, the land that Esau has taken over is cursed, it's due to the fact that it was our lands and the Most High had placed a curse on the land. That's why they have to do these GMO foods and they have to alter the weather with HARP and all this shit because the land is already cursed. So they're trying to...
Exactly. If it was left to its own devices,
will wither away.
A lot of people wither away. Obviously, we would still survive due to the Most High preserving us to the end, but they wouldn't make it.
And that's another way Esau playing God. He's trying to get rid of us so he can play God. Because they're trying to what's the word? Overlook the fact of the curses of the lands.
I would say like change destiny, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And
one thing you got to understand, when people be like, oh, why don't they exterminate us? Well, first and foremost, they can't. But two, again, you got to understand the top Edomites know who we are. So they have to keep us around and in confusion as long as possible because they understand that once we break free and we get the truth, then they're going to be out of rulership. Why do you think brothers' channels get, my nigga Swint, his live stream got taken down for some dumb shit. When you talk about the MLB, think about the GMS brothers, think about Judah.
You're right, and that might have been your fault a little bit, but...
look. Let's be real. I say shit like that on my live streams all the time.
I know. I'm just climbing.
They know not what they do. Hey, we chillin' at night, we look in the sky.